With the vastness of the Maluti Mountains, the scenic Qilwane and Tabanadi Mele, the hidden caves housing Khoi sand paintings, and the gushing stream of the Senqu River and cascading waters of Malinzunyane Falls, Lesotho is a land waiting to tell stories about its heritage and beauty. The jewel that transcends the peaks of Africa. Oh yeah, experience elevation. What a marvel! Snow in Africa. Lesotho's entire land surface lies over 1,000 meters above sea level, higher than any country in the world. Yes, home to the highest lowest point. Yes, we ski and Christmas is in June. This is where it all begins. Unwavering leadership, peace, love, laughter, and unbrokenly inviting smiles of Basotho, our treasured monarch of times, His Majesty, King Letsie III. Meticulously woven grass crafts, from grass to hat, and grass to mat. Lesotho is an expectant African queen that shall forever hold the skies of Africa. Meet the treasured creatures of Africa and the unmatched hospitality experiences of the destinations in the sky. The cultural encounters for remarkable experiences. Let Lesotho smile on you with her delectable cultural cuisines. Oh yes, malebaleba mejeko le diphala, mohobelo, mokopu le mogibo, go fa motlhopho wa boAfrika ba nnete, Basotho le botjhaba. Experience elevation. The passion of those who wish to see her. The Mountain Kingdom welcomes the footsteps of those from lands and time zones far and wide. The new faces eager to embrace her majestic beauty. Experience elevation. From stone to stone of the sparkling crystals, water drop to water drop, the grand reservoirs that never go thirsty. The Lesotho trade and investment offer goes far beyond its natural endowments found in water, diamonds, and elevations. The Kingdom of Lesotho is a shining bride awaiting your long-awaited investment marriage. With the breathtaking, majestic views and opportunity, we pride ourselves in 300 days of sunshine. Yes, we are here. Experience elevation. Introducing the Lesotho National Photo Bank, Lehagwe. This is a government of the Kingdom of Lesotho initiative supported by the United Nations Development Program, Lesotho Tourism Development Corporation, the Lesotho National Development Corporation, and Lesotho Highlands Development Authority.
Hello viewers, this is a weekly program of Addis Media Network named Inside Africa. In our today's program, we will try to delve into the ground realities of the Kingdom of Lesotho, and for that purpose, Addis Media Network has invited Ambassador of the Kingdom of Lesotho to Ethiopia. Welcome, Ambassador.
Thank you very much, my brother.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, let's start with your name and with your official status and introducing about a little bit your country.
My names are Ntsiwa Castalia Sekete. So Sekete is my surname, and I am the ambassador of the Kingdom of Lesotho to the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, as well as permanent representative of the Kingdom of Lesotho to the African Union and to the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa.
In most cases, whenever I try to browse about the Kingdom of Lesotho, I just see some motto-like things. Like, Lesotho is the mountain kingdom.
Yes.
What does that mean, and why do people say so?
Beautiful question, and that makes us really smile all the time. This is a mountain kingdom because the whole country, you'll see mountains everywhere. Whether you are in the city of Maseru, whether you go south, you go north of the country, there's lots and lots of mountains. And since we are a kingdom, since we reclaimed our independence in 1966 on the 4th of October, and to which I'm very happy that we are having this conversation today, because this should serve as part of our commemoration of this important day to us. We have been a kingdom. We reclaimed our sovereignty, and we decided that we'll remain a constitutional monarchy. And we have His Majesty King Letsie III as the head of state. And we have the Prime Minister Ntsokwane Samuel Matekane, who was elected into office in October 2022. And whenever we introduce ourselves, from the King, the Prime Minister, everybody else, we say we are from the Mountain Kingdom of Lesotho.
When a given person looks at the map of Lesotho,
Yes.
you know Lesotho is totally enclaved by the Republic of South Africa.
Yes.
Am I correct?
Yes, absolutely.
How did that happen?
Well, I think this is a story that dates back to the 1820s, somewhere there, where we had challenges of, in Africa, we can remember the scramble for Africa, pieces of the continent that was done by our former colonizers and protectors, I would say, that wanted to take each part for themselves that they could find and rule and dominate and control. And at the time, we had the Boers in South Africa that were pushing closer and closer, trying to take everything. But the Basotho fought very hard and were able to protect the little piece that you see, which is our country now, the Kingdom of Lesotho. If you go back to history, you will see that the country was way bigger than that. That means the bigger chunk of the province called Free State in South Africa, it was Lesotho initially. And because of the resistance, we find ourselves now totally enclaved in South Africa as a kidney. Sometimes people call that, sometimes they say it's a heart of South Africa. Yeah. But yeah, that is how it happened, because the Basotho people were able to resist pressure and to fight to protect themselves and to protect the borders that we have today as the kingdom, as the country of Lesotho.
I sometimes, look at Swatini.
Yes.
And Swatini and the Kingdom of Lesotho. In most cases, they do even appear similar in maps.
Just a little bit.
A little bit.
Just a little bit. At least I think Eswatini has another neighbor. For us, it's only South Africa, the neighbor. Whether you want to use the border in Maseru or the border in another town, Botabute, in the north or in the south, you step into South Africa, live in Lesotho. But what makes us really unique is that we've got an elevation or altitude that's almost similar to Ethiopia's.
Yes.
And Lesotho is the only country on the continent that lies way above, I think, 1,000 meters above sea level. And that is why we are also called the Kingdom in the Sky, because of that elevation.
What does that mean?
Our altitude is quite high. Yeah.
In the sky?
Yes, it's very high. Yeah. There's a pub in one of the districts of Lesotho that people like to really, take a break while driving in the country, discovering the country. They'll just stop there, and it's because of the peak where it is, the altitude. Yes. It is called the highest pub in Africa.
Great.
That is some of the things that make us really unique and stand out as Lesotho.
So, you mentioned the real date of freedom, October the 4th of 1966.
Yes.
So Was Lesotho a country before that, before the colonization?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So when did, in general, if we consider, if we have to know,
Oh, yes.
when
Yes.
did Lesotho was established as a nation, as a country, and when
Absolutely.
was it said to be a kingdom?
Beautiful. Okay, so in the back then, when I said the Boers were pushing, giving us some pressure to try and take over the land, and that Basotho were able to resist. That was in the I think around 1822, if I remember well. Then at the time, the king of Basotho decided that he would go to England to seek protection from the Great Britain. That is why in most cases we do not say that we are a colony. We are a protectorate of the Great Britain because we went to ask for their protection and they agreed, they came to protect us. The king was there, King Moshoeshoe the First, but of course, because now we have somebody in control, somebody in charge, we just maintained that this is our king and we want it to remain like that. But of course, the sovereignty, that was, the protection now of Britain. Then in 1966, that is when we got back our independence as a country, and at the time, the first king to take us through that journey was King Moshoeshoe II, who is the late father of the current king, His Majesty King Ethiopian III. Yes. And since then, that's when we decided that we would love to keep our sovereignty, and we do not want to be part of South Africa. We remain as the Kingdom of Lesotho, and but of course we are a democratic country. So after that, we went in to have our elections and start having the Prime Minister and a proper governance system in Lesotho.
The power, the real power, the executive power belongs to the Prime Minister or to His Majesty the King?
As I said, that we are a constitutional monarchy, not an absolute monarchy like Eswatini. In Lesotho, His Majesty is head of state, our ceremonial icon. But of course, anything that seeks to challenge our peace, our unity, we all run to him. He is our unifier. He remains our unifier, our father who guides. But governance really belongs to the Prime Minister, who is the head of government.
I understand. Is there any former name for the Kingdom of Lesotho? And if any, why is it changed?
Oh, okay. Yes, indeed. I think that we were known as Basutoland. Basutoland. It was spelled Basutuland, Basutoland.
I see.
But then when we got our independence, of course, we decided that we are the Kingdom of Lesotho. We will do away with whatever came with the protection or the colonization era. So there's nothing much into that, except that it was just a matter of our sovereignty and our choice to say we are the Kingdom of Lesotho.
Taking you back a little bit, the colonization is not an actual kind of colonization. Am I right?
Yes. When we look at it now, looking at what can other countries that were colonized look like, what were the characteristics, you will find that, similarities are, here and there. You'll not find the kind of infrastructure in Lesotho that you'll find in other countries where it was the situation was actual colonization. So that's what I always like to clarify, to make people understand why we are saying we are not a colony. we are a protectorate.
How would you describe for me the population size of the Kingdom of Lesotho?
Beautiful question, but a tricky one.
Yeah.
As the census says, to date, there's about 2.2 million people in Lesotho. But we do believe that we've got more people outside the country. And most of them are in South Africa. Then we have a few in other countries, maybe the United States of America, the United Kingdom, other countries in Southern Africa, Botswana, here and there. Here in Ethiopia, we've got probably 50 Lesotho people that I know of.
Here?
Yes, in Ethiopia. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Working for organizations like the African Union, the ECA, and the others. And some of them have just arrived. We'll be receiving them formally on Saturday. They are teachers here in Ethiopia. And it's a wonderful thing.
That's lovely.
Absolutely.
That is actually amazing.
Yes.
I have been thinking of
comparing the sizes, the population of Ethiopia and the population of Lesotho.
Which is a huge difference is there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So this much people and Lesotho being a proud nation.
Yes.
Can you just tell me the per capita income of Lesothoans?
Yes. Well, our GDP is about 2.2 billion, if I'm not mistaken, dollars. And our per capita, it's about 980, if I remember well, according to the World Bank at the moment.
In the beginning of this interview, you told me about how Lesotho has become the kingdom of mountains.
Yes.
But let me again take you back and how can you describe the overall landscape of the kingdom of Lesotho? Like, there may be, if there are mountains, there should be valleys as well.
Absolutely.
Plateaus as well.
Yes.
And there are varied
You have
landscapes.
asked me a question and you stole my answer. You have just explained it. That's exactly how Lesotho is.
Yeah.
As I said, 70% of our country, between 70 and 80%, it's mountains in Lesotho. And we've got many rivers. The biggest, I think you'll see on the atlas if you studied geography, social studies. The rivers that are really well known, that are also benefiting other countries at the moment. Another
like
pseudonym.
That of our own river, the Abai.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. Another pseudonym of Lesotho is the water tower of Southern Africa, because we have lots and lots of water.
Underground or flowing?
It just oozes out of the ground.
Yeah, I see.
And it flows. We've
water.
got many rivers. We've got plateaus and valleys, many valleys. I think one captivating thing that I can talk to you, just to entice your viewers, is that there's one very special place called Semonkong, place of smoke in English, if you interpret. Yeah, it's called Semonkong, and it hosts, or it has a beautiful waterfalls, the longest in Southern Africa. It even features in the Guinness Book of Records.
Oh.
Yes, absolutely. And that is where we host, as Lesotho, the coolest, so the youth say, the coolest Braai festival on the continent. And we'll be very happy to share some information with Ethiopians and the rest of Africans about this important national event, but that has now been recognized across the continent for its uniqueness.
Before we kick off this interview, I tried just look into some unique features of the Kingdom of Lesotho. Yes. Sometimes the mountains become icy I saw some icebergs even.
Yes.
How is that?
Let me start by saying, now we are still continuing to talk about the uniqueness of the country. So we have very hot summer seasons and we have very cold winter seasons. You see, I'm wearing my blanket.
Yeah.
This is our national dress.
Yeah.
We wear a blanket every day. Summer, winter, autumn, spring. Anytime I feel like wearing a blanket, I'll wear a blanket. In some areas, it's a must because it's extremely cold. You saw the ice, or you saw some icy places because it snows heavily in Lesotho. That's one other thing that makes us really unique. God gave us that beauty and that opportunity to experience snow, such that we even have a ski resort in Lesotho, the only ski resort on the African continent. And the ski resort attracts Africans from the rest of the continent, and it attracts visitors also from outside our continent. We have people living their own in Iceland and in Switzerland just to go experience this concept of snow in Africa. And it's a beautiful story to tell that this small mountain kingdom, beautiful country in southern Africa is able to magnify the beauty of Africa in that way. So we are really thankful to God and really appreciative and grateful to Africans that recognize this and also that want to feel a part of our culture, our heritage, and who we are as Basotho.
Yeah, I personally was, honestly speaking, astonished to see that much snow.
Particularly this year, we experienced significant snow, and I don't know whether it's because of the changing weather patterns or this climate change. It seems that we are having longer seasons now. Our snow season is longer than usual, and the thickness is also, it's increasing year by year. So
Ethiopia, as we discussed earlier, being a vast nation with a population size of over, expected to be over 130 million.
Yes.
And more than 80 languages are there, out there, which made the nation to be mosaic. There are vernacular languages in the lingua franca, the Amharic.
Yeah.
And having this ground reality, I was just thinking of how about the Kingdom of Lesotho? How many languages are there?
Yeah.
And which one is, or
dominant.
Which ones are dominant? And why?
We have Sesotho as our mother tongue. Sesotho is our language. Then we have English. It's an official language. We adopted that time since we...
being protectorate.
Yes, absolutely. Then we have Xhosa a little bit. It's one of the languages in South Africa.
Yeah.
It's also an official language in South Africa.
Hausa.
But for us, it's a minority. We have a minority community. It's spoken mostly in Achasnek, in Uting, and a little bit in Mokhotlong, 3 districts.
I see.
And do we have another one? No, not really. Those are the key,
which means in general 3 languages?
3 languages, I would say.
3 languages, and which one is the dominant?
Sesotho.
I see.
Sesotho. And of course, English, because it's used
official.
Everywhere, official, it's taught at schools, everywhere.
Yeah. Sometimes being enclaved and landlocked, a nation like the current status of Ethiopia, as you know, Ethiopia is exerting efforts to bring back its access to the sea.
Yes,
You know that very well,
yes.
the diplomatic efforts.
Absolutely.
And Lesotho being totally enclaved by South Africa, I sometimes, think about the relations between the Kingdom of Lesotho and that of the Republic of South Africa. How is your relation? How are the territorial disputes even? Has there been any conflict or any disagreements? How do you handle situations?
I think we have a very good relationship with South Africa, and it is very important to us as Lesotho. And I think it is also important, means the same to them. I'll just go back a little bit to the time of the apartheid government, where we all know the stories of South Africa, how the black community used to suffer, and
Yes.
many of them ran to different countries to seek refuge, including Ethiopia, I understand. But we had many of them run to Lesotho to seek protection from Lesotho. And of course, we are a very humane nation, very accepting, very protective, and we also cherish. We cherish independence. We cherish freedom, and we strongly we really do not support apartheid or discrimination against, other states, or abusing of other.
People from other African nations.
We do not like that, and we continuously. That's our message that we communicate. So, going back to the question quickly. I was saying that our relationship is very good with South Africa.
Yeah.
Of course, it's a relationship that needs to be nurtured. We continue to engage from time to time. For us, it's important because we can't do trade without South Africa. We need South Africa as a corridor, a trading partner. We have many people, as I said, we have reason to believe that we've got more people from Lesotho who stay in South Africa, who work in South Africa, and, many other reasons. But most importantly, South Africa also has its own challenges where it really needs our hand. As I said earlier, we have the Lesotho Highlands Water Project, through which we export water to South Africa. That's the water that's used mainly in the Gauteng province for industrial activity, I think, mostly. And that's very important to them. So those are some of the things that make us really work harmoniously together. Yes, there are challenges. Much as we at continental level agreed that we should have this protocol of free movement of people and goods.
The visa-free things.
The visa-free area, it's not yet enforced. Of course, countries are still reviewing to see really are we ready to
Implement
this. And but I would say, yeah, we still have challenges here and there that we meet regularly to talk about. At the moment, maybe let's mention this before. We had a joint bilateral commission with South Africa in the past years, but seeing that the challenges are getting more serious, and we need to focus more on the challenges that we have, particularly in this regard of the movement. Among others, we decided to elevate this and to make it a binational commission, and we meet regularly with South African counterparts. We meet in South Africa, we meet in Lesotho. Like this year, the commission met in Lesotho, and signed several agreements and implement several of them to try and address some of the challenges that we have. Porous borders, some may say that, but some may say, oh no, it can be porous because a large chunk of our land, has been taken by SA, and that's our land. So that's a discussion that's going on at the moment. We have some people raising that subject to say, can we reclaim the land? Maybe let's not reclaim the land. Let's talk. Maybe can we have a corridor to the sea, which makes more sense because. How do we trade effectively if we are totally enclaved and we can't have access to the sea? It becomes expensive. It becomes, it consumes time, resources, and so many other things. So really, the relationship between Lesotho and South Africa, it's one of a sister and a brother, and we tackle challenges head on together.
Great. So, you mentioned a very important point that the Ministerial Commission is there just to discuss on annual basis or on some quarterly, or I don't know.
I think it's biannual, but the subcommittees meet, from time to time because they implement together.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So that is, the experience here even in Ethiopia. Ethiopia the last time with people from Uganda, the Eastern African countries, with most of them, Ethiopia has established such relations to resolve any pending situations, that may result even in an unwanted commotion or conflict or something, just to resolve things prematurely. So how about, according to the international law, seeking, access to the sea is even the right of Lesotho. Corridor seeking is nothing wrong with that. And everybody, even the United Nations, has recently is being a proponent of that sort of idea. How do you, conduct these trade things with South Africa? If do you have these train lines like or roads, or you use the air?
Yeah. As I said, we need South Africa for almost everything. I can't access Ethiopia directly. I have to go through South Africa because we don't have an airline at the moment. We used to have, and we are planning to get it back.
I see.
But where did I want to start? Okay, let me just correct myself.
Yeah.
The commission that I was talking about, which in Lesotho and the BNCC, I think it happens, the big conversation happens almost every year. If I remember well, there was one last year in South Africa, and this year we just had in Lesotho. But the committees meet regularly, as I said. Now, working on the corridor to the sea, I just want to make it clear that it's things that it's something that people are mentioning now, that maybe getting back land is not viable. So because the conversation is really going among citizens, so we haven't started on that, on the process of not as yet. It's something that it's still being considered, and it's logical. It's got sense into it. But I'm just mentioning it because I remember the late President Nelson Mandela, during his visit to Lesotho some years back, after he was released from prison, he was the first person to mention it, that it would be important for the two countries to think about that and to make it a reality. So we haven't really explored it much on both sides, but I think it is something that we'll be looking into soon, because everybody wants to industrialize, we want to grow, we want to grow our economies, and that's the only way to do it. And you had advance the question to say, how do we do it? We've got the roads, very good road infrastructure between Lesotho and South Africa. At the moment, we are still negotiating, and I hope that it will go through. We are still working on a potential bilateral air services agreement with Ethiopia. And that means we won't have to really rely just on the road to do trade. If that happens, it will open way for different ways of travel between Lesotho and other countries all over the world. And it will facilitate trade in other ways as well. So we are looking really forward to it.
Being very grateful to you, the ambassador, for your time, for your kind words, and for your explanation about your country, the great nation of the Kingdom of Lesotho, and the relations with Ethiopia. And with other African countries, and even among and between countries in Africa and elsewhere. I'm really happy and very ecstatic that I have had this great interview with you. God bless. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, my brother. I'm really grateful for the opportunity. It doesn't come many times. It comes once in a while. And I appreciate that of all the countries, you chose Lesotho this time around. And I just want to take this opportunity again to congratulate Ethiopia really on this big achievement of the GAD. And also to wish Ethiopians a beautiful year. We just celebrated the new year. And really to wish everyone a prosperous year, full of health, sanity, and
integrity,
solidarity, and we look forward to further conversations and to further work, and we will invite you. But also, please allow me to wish all Basotho in this beautiful country a happy independence, as such we will be celebrating or commemorating our Independence Day on the 4th of October. Thank you very much. I'm a signal.
Yeah.